Hi, my name's Camille and welcome to my garden. So my main aim is to reduce our household waste, and the garden is the centre of all of that, especially the veggie patch and the compost bin. Instagram has been a bit of a surprise, I have to say. It was my daughter's idea to make reels of us putting our bin out or not putting our bin out each week, and then zoom back out again. It's been a crazy ride. I certainly didn't expect to be Insta famous for my rubbish bin. It's all very cheesy, I apologise. Close the lid.
Hell yeah!
It's done! So the concept behind it is to show that it really is possible to dramatically reduce your household waste by doing a few simple things. So every week we post how much rubbish we're throwing in the bin. This is 43 weeks worth of rubbish, and we're hoping to make it to 52 weeks. So that would be 52 weeks without putting our bin out. Today I want to show you some of the things that I do in my home and my garden that I think will be fairly easy for you to adopt as well. So I'm going to show you some of my composting systems. I'm going to show you how I sort some of my waste. And I'll also show you how you can upcycle some everyday things to use around the home, garden and in the garage. So this is one of my compost bins. This is the one I'm using at the moment. I like to keep it in the veggie garden and fairly close to the back door, so that as soon as my inside compost bin is full, I just come, dump it in here, easy. And then I might throw in some dried leaves for carbon. This is another good trick for reducing waste. So this is used coffee grounds from my local coffee shop, Chifley Grocer, and they package up their coffee grounds like this, and then you bring them home. They're fantastic in the compost, so they're a really good additive. So here's a compost bin that's been sitting for a few months, and you can see that all of the vegetable scraps and fruit scraps and leaves have all come together, and it's actually really starting to look like soil now. My aim is to never buy soil to put in my vegetable gardens, etc. So, and when you compost, it's really easy to do. People don't realise that you get real dirt from composting. So this is another one of my compost bins. It's called a dry compost bin, and as you can see, I've just used some old leftover chook wire to hold its shape. I tend to put all clippings from the garden, so you can see I've just trimmed some borage, and that's what's on top. What is special about this one is that I have one dog and two cats, and I put all of their waste into here. And when it breaks down, I will just spread it around here. It's important that compost that has your dog waste in it doesn't go onto the vegetable garden, but perfectly good to go on non-edible plants. I've just been given this lovely tomato plant from Zoe. I've just got some soil from one of the garden beds up the top there. So this is all from compost that I've made. So you can see, you can get that really lovely dark soil that we can use. You might notice here that I've got some rather unusual tomato stakes here. So these are upcycled stockings and ballet tights actually. So I end up with so much of these, and you'll see them dotted throughout the garden, an old gardener's trick to upcycle your stockings. Okay, so now I want to show you what I do with my things that can be recycled but not in your curbside recycling bin. So I've got a little mini station set up here in my laundry because in theory that's easy for everyone to get to. So as you can see, it's labelled to make it easier for the kids. All of these things can be recycled at different drop-off points. So they live here in the laundry until they're full, which the plastic bottle lids nearly are, and then they go out into the garage. When the laundry's full, we bring it out to here. And this is actually a whole shelving unit dedicated to things that we are going to dispose of, not in our rubbish bin. So this shelf is a really important part of the process because you don't have to be a hoarder to reduce your waste. So I really try and stick to, once this is full, once the post pack's full, this is about ready to send now. And I think that's really important so you don't feel like you're drowning in a sea of clutter, is to regularly take these things as part of your routine to their final resting place. So this time of year, if you have a lemon tree, you'll know you can end up with a lot of excess lemons. So I just wanted to show you one of the things you can do. I made some lemon butter with this last week in an old upcycled jar. So just one of the many, many uses. And one of the great things about growing your own food is you can actually save money and jars. For people who are daunted about reducing their waste, I say don't be. It doesn't need to be overwhelming. Start small, start with something that's easy for you, and the rest will follow. And it really depends what stage you're at in life. Not everyone has to be able to keep their waste in a jar for a year. It's really about making small changes and growing from there. So that's it really. Thanks very much for coming on a tour of my garden and seeing some of the things that we're doing here to reduce our waste. And hopefully there's something that you can use as well.